To walk in the Mojave Wasteland, you need to be a badass. You need to be the baddest of the bad, and I think I know someone who would definitely be able to survive in the Mojave Wasteland. So, let us ask the question together, ladies and gentlemen, of can you beat Fallout New Vegas as the Doomguy? So the rules for this run are pretty simple. There are no rules. There are a couple of mods, and I will link those mods in the description. So, after waking up, we call our character Doomguy, and we spend very little time in the character creator. We actually I think we spent less time creating him than we did with Dr. Neo Cortex, but that one was a little bit more tricky. Anyway, once we've done that, we then assign our special stats, with strength of 6, perception of 5, endurance of 7, charisma of 1, intelligence of 5, agility of 9, and luck of 7. And then for our main skills, we have guns, repair, and melee weapons. Now, after leaving Doc Mitchell's home, we make our way to Prim, where we meet up with Jason Nash, who informs us of Deputy Beagle's predicament again, being held prisoner by the convicts at the Bison Steve Hotel. We then rescue Beagle from the convicts, and he tells us where the man in the suit went after he killed us at Goodsprings. But instead of us just leaving Prim and going straight to Novak, we actually decide to help Prim with their need for a sheriff. Of course, we choose the NCR because they are the people we will be dealing with as the faction that we're going to side with at the end. So I make my way to the NCR outpost at the Mojave Outpost a little bit further up the road, where I help Ranger Jackson with an ant problem and talk to Sergeant Knight about getting reinforcements to Prim. With the new troops now at Prim, the NCR are now the new law in Prim. Pretty simple. Arriving at Niptum, I come face to face with the Legion. Now I'm not going to fight the Legion yet, because with the weapons I have at the moment in armor, unprepared and will die. But we will get to the armor and weapons in a bit. At Novak, I find Manny, and he tells me where Benny has gone to Boulder City. But before heading to Boulder City, there have been some rumours of my old armour and super shotgun that are being held by old Lady Gibson. So I go to her place, and I find my armour and super shotgun. So these are the mods I was talking about. There is one more mod, but we will talk about that later. But this mod introduces the armour from Doom 3 with the Doom 3 helmet and the classic helmet. Now, I don't wear the helmets in this run, I only wear the armor, because the armor is very good for protection, and the super shotgun is megally overpowered from the very start. On my arrival to Boulder City, I meet up with Jessup and convince him to let the NCR hostages go free. He does that. I then make my way to go and kill Benny, but before that, I make my way to the 144 or 180, is it 188? I think it's 188 trading post. And I meet the gunrunners under the bridge. And I do love these gunrunners because they have the next mod in the thing I'm doing. The Doom 3 pistol and the Doom 3 shotgun. Oh boy, they're beautiful. Now, I will just tell you, for some unknown reason, the Doom 3 shotgun and the super shotgun, whenever you fire them at close range, they sort of lag the game quite a bit. Now the pistol is fine. And I assume it's because the shotgun and the super shotgun are just overpowered as well. And because when you use an overpowered weapon in front of you at very close range, the game will start to lag. That's just a thing. There's not much you can do about it, but it didn't really break the game at all, which was fantastic. There was no crashes at all. So I'm very happy with that. So with my arsenal just getting bigger and better, I make my way to the Great Cars to discover it for later, because I will need to come back later to kill them all, and then I make my way to the monorail and head into Vegas. Speak to Swank as usual. I have enough speech to get through his thing. I get Benny's key, I go to his room, I find Yes Man, I go back to Swank, and then I kill Benny. Now, before going to see the NCR ambassador, I need to do two things. Two things to prepare me for his 2 quests he will give me for seeing the boomers and going to meet the kings. So, first off, I go to see the kings first, I do the king's quest, and I get his favour, which I will then use to ask him to stop the attacks on the NCR. The second thing I need to do is go to the boomers, be idolised by them, and then find the bomber. I do this, and a few quests later with the boomers, and a couple of stolen scrap metal from them as well, and giving it back to them, I'm done. I'm now idolised by the boomers. So I make my way to the bomber, and as I go back to see Pearl, I say, will you help me in the upcoming Battle of Hoover Dam? She says yes. I'm like, good, hooray. You're welcome. In this timeline, I haven't killed you. Just be glad. With that, I return to the ambassador, and he's pretty pleased. For the second quest he gives you, you need to go see the kings. But I've already gone and spoken to the kings, and I'm best buddies with the leader. And I got a favour that I can ask him to be nice. Once you've done the 2 quests from the ambassador, he then tells you that you need to go to Hoover Dam. Now, for Hoover Dam, you will get 4 quests. You will need to kill the Great Khans, then the Brotherhood of Steel, then Mr. House, and then the Emeritus. But I thought, why go there and then have to travel back when I can just do it before I go there? So that's what I did. First up on my list was the Brotherhood of Steel. To get into the Brotherhood of Steel bunker, though, I needed to go to Nellis to find the dead Brotherhood of Steel scouts who have a holotape on them that has a passphrase that gets me into the bunker. With the passphrase, I get into the bunker, and I introduce the Brotherhood of Steel to the Super Shotgun, and oh boy, does that thing rip and tear. And bearing in mind, I was playing this on hard. I'd boosted up the difficulty because I was being quite overpowered. With everyone now dead, I grab the 3 keys and I do what I usually do. I activate the self-destruct thing in the base, and then the base goes boom, as usual. Bye-bye, Brotherhood of Steel. Next, the Great Khans are on my list, and this is where the Doom 3 pistol came into its own. But by this stage of the game, my gun skill was at 100, and I did take the Grunt perk, which does give you an extra 25% bonus damage with 9mm weapons, seeing as the pistol uses 9mm. After killing all of the Khans, I left, with only 2 targets left to go. The Emeritus and Mr. House. I left Mr. House to last because I thought it would be... That's just something you gotta do. You leave Mr. House to last because you want him to think he's safe until the very last minute. So, really, the Emeritus I dealt with as I dealt with in the last run. I just went in guns blazing and I killed Big Sal and everyone else. And once they're all dead, you can leave. And literally, just across the road was Mr. House. And Mr. House's robots didn't stand a chance against the Super Shotgun. Oh, no, they didn't. So after killing all of the Securitrons with the Super Shotgun and making my way into Mr. House's chamber and killing him, that was it. All 4 of the targets required to be destroyed were destroyed. And so I then went to Hoover Dam and reported my great success before I was even asked to do the great success. But with this, you can basically just skip the entire dialogue that you're going to be given and move on to saving Kimball for like the 5th time. But it does make it a lot easier and quicker when you know the engineer who's going to plant the bomb, and you can just steal the detonator before the president arrives and then give it to Grant, and then Grant says, okay, there's a bomb, get the president out of here, and then you're just literally just sat there for a couple minutes waiting. But once that's done and he's gone, you can go and start the second battle of Hoover Dam. Yay. So yes, the second battle of Hoover Dam starts, and I won't bore you with the details of the first part when you're moving through the power station. I sort of just sprinted through. But I did discover that the Super Shotgun works really well at long range. You can use it as a rifle, as like a hunting rifle length of distance, right? As you see in the clip I'm showing now in the video, I was able to actually snipe the legionaries from miles away. And actually, that helped, because when you use the Super Shotgun at close range, you get a bit of like lag, and then it sort of freezes, and then it goes again. But if you do it from a long distance, the game's fine. It doesn't register that you've used it at close range, and it works beautiful. So after that, I make my way to the Legate's camp. I deal with the Praetorians, whatever the fuck they're called. They tried to kill me with their gloves, and I had a shotgun. Who won? No points for guessing who. But yes, then I met with the Legate, and I didn't even talk to him. I just took 2 shots from the Super Shotgun, and he was dead. So, with the Legate dead, I met up with Oliver and finished the game. So, yes, to answer the question we asked at the very beginning of this video, yes, you can beat Fallout New Vegas as the Doomguy. It was a lot of fun, actually. It was a real lot of fun. It was definitely the mods that actually made it a lot of fun. If I'd done it without mods, I could have probably done it, but there would probably have had to have been a lot more planning required on my part, where I can be lazy as fuck and take some mods that someone's made. It just makes it a lot easier for me. So I do hope you have enjoyed this video of Can You Beat Fallout New Vegas, and I will see you next Friday as usual for another Can You Beat Fallout New Vegas video. Until then, goodbye.